Hello, and welcome to Tea is Good, Books Are Better, the podcast where we drink tea and talk about books. I'm Raven.
Ja.
What? The fuck? All I heard was Jessica?
Like, I'm Jessica.
Alright, that's Jessica. And we are finally back from our long hiatus.
Yeah.
Another one.
Just in time for Christmas.
Yeah. I was on vacation, so... Is that why we went on hiatus? Yeah. Okay.
You were in Mexico.
Yes, and it's been such a headache trying to get home. But we won't get into that. Because I could be here all day complaining about WestJet. So yeah, just been dealing with a lot of that. But we're back.
Cool.
We are back, and we have more chapters of A Feast for Crows.
Heck yeah, we do.
But before we get to that, would like to thank our patrons over on Patreon.
Ooh.
Yeah, we have Tobias, Eric,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
and
Yes.
Bahram.
Ooh.
Thank you, kings. Salute. Salute to the kings.
Salud.
If you would like to join them and get a shout out on the podcast, feel free to hop on over to patreon.com/teaisgoodbooksarebetter. Next week, we will be posting one of our mini episodes over on Patreon, and it's going to be a video with face cam of us watching the Red Wedding episode with our brother.
His first time.
It is his first time. So if you want to see how he reacts to the Red Wedding, please go check us out on Patreon. All right. What are we drinking today?
Full cinnamon chamomile tea. I think I've had it a few times before.
That sounds nice.
It's very delicious. I always come back to it.
You said cinnamon chamomile?
Apple cinnamon.
Oh, apple
Chamomile.
cinnamon. Oh, okay. Okay. Another one of your
You've heard
Christmas
of this
ones?
one.
Yeah, I know this shit. All right. Well, you also know my shit. I'm drinking the same hazelnut vanilla nut cream thing. I think it's just vanilla nut cream.
Like, I've never heard of hazelnut. What?
Yeah, no, it's not hazelnut. I don't know where I got that from. Vanilla nut cream with oat milk and honey.
That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that Superstore is selling David's tea, cream of Earl Grey.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I
That
bought
stuff's
some.
pretty good, but I do have to say, does not compare to the Great Wall tea
Probably.
double cream Earl Grey. It blows it out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Now when I drink the David's tea double cream Earl Grey, it's like, it tastes like water.
Oh, shit.
Yep. I've been spoiled. High maintenance.
Yeah.
High maintenance tea drinker now.
Become a tea snob.
Yeah. For sure. All right. Where did we leave off our characters?
Let's see. Brienne meets with a man named Nimble Dick, who claims to have helped find passage for 3 people out of Westeros, including a fool. Brienne hopes to find Sansa through him.
Right.
Then,
I had completely forgotten about this nimble dick guy.
oh,
It's been
but
a
you're
minute.
confused when you read that chapter then.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have the Queenmaker, who we have not yet gone into. Arianne Martell seems to have manipulated her Ares into handing over Marcella to her, because she has this plan of crowning her instead of Tommen,
Yes.
or crowning her and going to war against Tommen. I'm not quite sure.
It kind of gets into it a little bit. I guess we'll see.
Alright.
All right, so we're starting with chapter 20, and that is... Okay. You sound like a chicken. All right, take it away.
Okay. Brienne and Pod are being led by Nibble Dick, or Crab. He's got lots of names throughout the chapter. I'm just gonna call him Dick from now on.
Okay. Yeah, the first note of mine is I forget who this guy is.
He's got so many names, it's confusing.
Oh my god, I feel like that's a lot of characters.
Throughout the chapter, it's either Nimble Dick, or it's Dick, or it's Crab, and it's like over and over and over. And I'm like, pick a name.
Yeah, it gets kind of frustrating sometimes. It's like, okay, this side character, does he really need like fucking 10 different nicknames?
I get that he's tells a lot of stories about himself throughout their travels, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like, I see where George's time was going while writing.
Yeah, he's too busy fleshing out all these side characters.
Too busy, like, making a list of nicknames for fucking Nimble Dick.
Pointless. Okay, so they're being led by Dick east of Maidenpool to Crack Claw Point. After a night at an inn whilst traveling, Crab tries to talk his way into sharing a room with them, which worries Brienne enough to suspect that he might try to pull something on them. So she warns Podrick to keep an eye on him. The next day, while she's peeing in a bush, she hears Pod ask him what he's doing, and when she comes back, she sees that he is trying to dig through her purse. She tells him that her gold is on her. The one on her horse is just filled with coppers and flour to make it look bigger. That's kind of smart.
Yeah.
If she's ever robbed, just give him the big bag and it's fucking flour and coppers.
And she can see who tried to rob her too, because they're gonna be covered in flour.
Smart. As they travel, Dick would try to engage them in songs and stories. He tells a lot about the different lords of Cracklaw Point and the different heroes, which I believe include him. He is shocked that Brienne has never heard of Sir Clarence Crabs, who I think he's claiming to be related to.
Right.
Brienne tells him of a legend hero the singer sung of in Tarth, who is Sir Galadin of Morn, the perfect knight. Sir Galadin was a champion of such valor and honor that even the maiden fell in love with him, like one of the seven.
Oh, and she's supposed to be like the pure...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like the virgin.
Yeah.
And gave him an enchanted blade called the Just Maid. Crab thinks that the tale is ridiculous and thinks he sounds more like the perfect fool, which is rude. Crab tells her about how Sir Clarence Crabs can totally kick Sir Galadin's butt, which Brienne is just like, okay.
Dude, that sounds like when you're in fucking elementary school and you're like, my dad's cooler than your dad. My dad drives a Mercedes.
Yeah. Like, okay. Let's compete our heroes.
Yeah.
But she's definitely not playing along. She's like tolerating his chatterbox-ness. They spend that night in a hay barn. Brienne and Pod take the loft, and they force Crab to stay below. And he's pretty unhappy that she still doesn't trust him. Before passing out, she remembers facing her Soodles.
Her what now?
Right.
Her huh?
Her suitor.
Oh, her suitors.
No, my tongue just did its own thing there.
Well, I enjoyed it.
She remembers facing her suitors in combat, because every time that her father would bring someone who wanted to wed her, she demanded that they had to beat her in a fight.
Oh.
Hell yeah. She kicked all of their asses. And she remembers her last suitor, Loris Tyrell. Whoa.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Apparently he tried to get her hand in marriage, probably pushed by his father or grandma, who knows.
Of course.
Who had never even looked at her before. The roses on his shield had filled her with a rage that gave her a tremendous strength to kick as a bum.
Oh, why the roses?
I don't know. I feel like she felt like she was snubbed by him this whole time, and suddenly here he is wanting to fight for her. She's like, fuck you.
Oh, I see.
And then she falls asleep and dreams of Sir Jamie fastening a rainbow cloak on her. Sorry. What?
Wait, huh?
Crush alert?
Wait.
Apparently, Jamie has taken Renly's place in her subconsciousness.
Oh! Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's significant.
Yeah. Dang, Jamie.
Just weaseling his way in there, huh? Into her fantasies.
Oh. The next morning, it's raining, and it rains all day, which sucks if you're on horseback with no umbrellas.
Oh, yeah.
When it gets dark, there are no inns nearby anymore, so they're forced to make camp amongst some rocks. Nimbledick warns them of the squishers, which are creatures that look like men until you get close. They are fish creatures that steal girls to breed with and eat boys. So it sounds like some story you up hearing. Sounds gross. Don't like them.
It sounds like one of those what are those paranormal things that you just like can randomly see around? They're supposed to be kind of humanoid. It's like it's a broad umbrella term for like paranormal kind of creatures.
Like for the creatures?
Yeah.
Shit.
I think you're the one who first
spoke
this word
know
to me.
It. This always happens. Like it is huge brain fart. Cryptid.
Yeah. Oh, is it cryptid?
Cryptids are what you call animals that or creatures that have not been discovered. So like Bigfoot and all of that.
Oh, interesting.
Jayas.
What was my point again?
What the squishers?
Oh, the squishers sound like cryptids to me.
It just sounds nasty.
Yeah.
This the name Squisher.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, why is it called that?
Don't elaborate, please.
Yeah.
The next day, around midday, they come to the foot of a cliff with a small castle on it. It is Dire Den, where Lord Brune sits, whoever that is.
No idea.
So they climb the cliff. Apparently they have to get over it to continue on their journey on their horses. And Podrick soon points out that a rider is following them. Brienne looks at Crab, who's like, don't look at me.
I don't know that guy.
Yup, and at the last 100 feet from the top, they see what appears to be a woman peek at them from the top.
Oh, a woman.
A lady. Brienne comes to the realization that Dick must have known Lord Brune, and he might be a deserter, because he seems like he doesn't want anything to do with meeting up with Lord Brune. And apparently also all of Lord Brune's men are apparently in the war that's going on, so it's just ladies and old men
At the castle?
Yeah, in the
Wait,
castle.
is it a castle?
I think it's a castle. Let's describe it as a castle. Or is it a tower? It's one of those.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, a small castle called Dire Den.
So, sorry. Are they headed towards the castle or just like around
they gotta make their way around it.
Okay.
So they just avoid it.
Got it.
I think they were just like keeping an eye on them, making sure they weren't up to no good. These peoples.
Got it.
When they get past it, Dick tells her that the road ends there, And now they will be taking the game trails through the forest. And Brienne is kind of worried because she's completely reliant on Dick.
I was also kind of worried because I was like, is this the whole fucking chapter?
Right? We're just slowly following Dick, who is super annoying.
Yeah.
Trying to sing songs and engage Brienne in conversation that she has no time for.
Well, literally, we could have skipped all this.
Yeah, I didn't need to. Jesus.
Like,
I don't care.
The most interesting part of this travel is, like, their discussion about their old knights or whatever. Like, the little comparing their heroes thing. But even then, I'm like, what really came out of that conversation? It wasn't even, like, that interesting. It was, like, just the most interesting part.
Maybe they just want me to feel bad about Dick.
Oh,
what happened?
You might be right.
It's like, come on, I want you to feel sad for him. No.
Yeah, I want
Good
you
riddance.
I want you to feel for him.
He annoyed me too.
Yeah. I guess there are parts of him that are kind of charming. But
meh.
But at the same time, it's like, can we just skip to the good stuff?
I know. Emma.
Like what that song. Can we skip to the good part? Oh. You know that song?
No.
It's like
that was new.
It's like a TikTok song or something.
Alright, so they make camp that night. Next day it's the same. She asks him how much further. He says they're getting close.
Relatable.
Brienne worries this is a trick, and she thinks that she may have to kill him, which makes her queasy. She remembers training with her master at arms when she was a kid, who told her that she had a man's strength but a woman's heart, and he had her slaughtering lambs and piglets with the butcher to toughen her up. He had told her that in battle, a moment of hesitation means death.
Wait, has she never killed anyone before?
She definitely has.
Are you sure?
She definitely has.
Are you sure?
She
What?
must have. When she was like protecting Jamie, I'm sure she got some scraps. And
wait, she cut people with Catelyn and Renly, right? Yeah. Did she? Yeah.
She did!
Yeah, she killed some fuckers to get out of there.
I think, yeah. It must have been easier for her to kill someone when she is in danger, but when it comes to just killing someone who's not fighting her, maybe that makes her feel like, ugh.
Okay.
Ugh.
That makes sense. Because I was like, why is she so, thinking so hard about this right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, that makes more sense.
Another day goes by.
Fucking hell.
This chapter.
Can we skip to the good part?
Here it is. They come upon an abandoned castle on a cliff above the sea, which Dick calls the Whispers.
Ooh.
Brienne ties her horse to a tree and looks down to glimpse the mouth of a large cavern. So she looks down the cliff and she sees a large cavern. And apparently that is where Dick sent the fool and Sansa. They make their way to the gate, which falls apart in her hands, but there is a rusted iron portcullis behind the gate that holds firm. So they walk around the castle to find another entrance, and they find another gate that looks recently used. Dick says that it must have been the fool and the girls, so she orders Pod to stay with the horses, and she enters with Dick. She forces the door open and hesitates. Then she lends Dick her long sword and asks Pod to bring her Oathbreaker. Dick whistles at the sight of it. It's like, boy, is that ever a blade. They enter the Bailey, which I didn't bother to Google what that means. It's a courtyard, maybe?
A courtyard enclosed by a curtain wall.
Okay, yeah, so it's like where the townsfolk live in a castle.
Yes.
Figured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it would be like King's Landing, but not the Red Keep.
Yes. Not much smaller, probably 1/10 of the size.
Oh yeah. Probably even smaller than that.
Yeah. She looks around and she finds the remnants of a fire and realizes that someone must have been there the night before.
Oh.
Dick starts calling out like an idiot, and she sees rustling in the bushes, and a man steps out, covered in dirt, holding a broken sword. Brienne recognizes him. It's Pig, who I have no recollection of.
Me neither. I thought you would. Oh, well, I hoped you would remember.
I would get an idea somewhere later on.
Okay.
A second man climbs out of the well, holding a throwing spear, and then Dick finds her fool hiding in the branches of a weirwood tree. And it's not who she's looking for, it's Shagwell, who jumps down laughing. And that name triggered, like, I remembered that name.
Okay.
But I was still there, I was like, kind of like, but who is that again?
Oh, I see.
He is holding a triple morning star that he swings at Dick's leg, and his knee explodes, and he falls.
You said his neigh.
His knee. I mean his knee.
Yeah, that made me cringe.
Yeah, Shagwell swings his morning star. Triple morning star. There's 3 of them. The fuck?
Oh.
And yeah, he takes out Dick's knee, which... Whoa. My knee!
Money! I used to be an adventurer like you. Until I took a triple morning star to the knee.
Well, Dick screams for mercy, and as Shagwell swirls the morning star again and brings it down on his face. He dead.
He's dead as fuck.
Bam! All that chapter for this.
Yep.
Bye!
Yep.
The 3 men start making crude jokes that Brienne followed them because she wants Shagwell. Hit. Brienne points out that there's only 3 of them now, and the Dornishman, Timian, says that they separated when they left Harrenhal, and that Vargo Hoat chose to stay. So they must have been part of Vargo Hoat's gang that grabbed her and Jaime and took his hand.
The Bloody Mummers? Is that what they are?
Yeah, the Bloody Mummers.
Okay.
And so apparently the Bloody Mummers disbanded when Vargo Hoat chose to stay behind at Harrenhal because he believed that he was the Lord of Harrenhal and it's his right to stay.
Lol.
But the mountain apparently killed him piece by piece and they made it last long.
Good.
Hope Harrenhal was worth it, Vargo.
Yeah.
Brienne tells them that she is looking for the daughter of Lord Stark. Timian tells her that the Hound has her. Apparently, the girl was making her way to Riverrun when the Hound stole her. Brienne asks how he knows that, and that he says that he heard it from Lord Beric's men.
Okay, when was he in contact with Lord Beric's men?
Apparently, they came across a couple of them and forced them to tell him this before they killed them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got it.
Brienne realizes that he's sharing all of this to distract her as Pig and Shagwell edge closer to her. She tells him to back off, but Timian tells her to drop her sword and give them her gold and they'll be gentle with her as they have their way with her. Or they will take her gold and rape her anyway and then kill her slow like the mountain killed Vargo Hoat.
Jesus.
Brienne's like, fuck that. She leans towards Pig and stabs him through his throat.
Fuck yeah.
She spins around in time to duck Timian's spear. And in the instant there, she's like, remembering, like, don't hesitate. Choose one. She was choosing between fighting Timian and Shagwell. And then a stone hit Shagwell in the head, so she charges Timian. Timian is a better fighter than Pig, but not good enough. His chainmail doesn't stand a chance against the Valyrian steel blade as she impales his belly.
Fuck yeah.
As she pulls her blade out, Timian pulls out a dagger, but Brienne cuts off his hand. That was for Jaime. Well,
yeah, bitch.
He gasps, "Mother have mercy," and tells her to kill him, so she does. She turns around to find Shagwell on his knees, fumbling for his morning star, as another rock hits him in the head. She turns to see Podrick standing on the collapsed wall, holding another rock.
There he is.
He's the perfect assistant.
Honestly, he's always
A
coming
Robin
in and
to her
saving
Batman.
people's butts.
Yeah.
He did that with Tyrion, now Brienne.
Yeah.
Sheesh,
He's a good
Pod.
squire.
He's a good boy.
Shagwell tries to crawl away while shouting that he yields and he's a good boy. Brienne orders him to dig a grave with his bare hand. He says to just leave them to the crows, and Brienne says, yeah, she will, but the grave is for Dick. So it takes Shagwell the rest of the day to dig a grave with his hands. So it's nighttime.
Wait, doesn't he only have one hand?
No, Timian only had one hand.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Brienne picks up Dick and has a hard time looking at his face because it is crushed.
Mm-hmm.
She apologizes for not trusting him. And Pod cries out a warning, and Brienne turns to see Shagwell coming at her with a jagged rock. So she pulls out a dagger that she had in her sleeve and stabs him over and over again while telling him to laugh. Whoa.
That's fucking dark.
Yeah. After a while, she notices that she's sobbing and she drops him. Yikes.
Yeah, super dark, but I also liked it.
Yeah, she doesn't like threats of rape.
Yeah.
Go off, sister. Brienne and Podrick both lower Dick into his grave, and she tosses 2 dragons down with him. Pod asks why. She says that that's what she owes him. They hear laughter behind them, and they turn to find Hyle Hunt sitting on top of the crumbling wall, watching them. He is the knight who led her around where Lord Randall was. Baiting pool? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He tells them that Lord Randall had ordered him to follow them, and then to take Sansa Stark from them if they found her. And he was also ordered not to harm Brienne or Pod. He asks her what the plan is now, and she says that she will head to Riverrun in an attempt to find the Hound. Hyle warns her that the Hound will kill her, but Brienne says that she'll kill him.
Not if I kill him first.
Yup. And then she asks Sir Hyle to help them bury Dick, and together they cover his body. And that is that chapter.
Yeah, so cool fight at the end there.
Yeah, but why did it have to take all of those pages?
Yeah, the traveling was kind of painful.
Mm-hmm. I didn't need that, George.
Yeah. Ah, boy.
It's like, it took like a fucking week, and I'm like, I don't need a description of each day. Please.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, yeah, it's just, I guess it's gonna be this whole book, but yeah, we've talked about our feelings on how the writing's going on this book, in this book so far.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if there's anything new we could add.
We'll just, suck it up.
Yep.
Get through it. Kinda too bad that this really long, torturous book has none of the good characters. Oh. There's a bunch of new characters. I think he was trying something new.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
And I mean, a lot of the new characters just don't matter.
Yeah. They're slowly pushing a story forward, but they've done something else.
Yeah, I feel like they were not. Brienne, I feel like she has reason to be one of the perspective characters.
Yeah.
Because her journey goes quite far.
Yeah.
And it takes her through a lot of other people's journeys, and she has an effect on those other people.
I would say that's probably 3 or 4, 5. Okay, 5. Do you like reading Sam? Probably.
Honestly, I don't.
But there's so many of these new characters that I'm just like, why?
Yeah,
why?
I mean, there's like Ario Hota.
Why?
Victorian Greyjoy.
Why? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you want to know what's going on over there.
Yeah, but you don't need these guys.
All these new ones, like how many of them? 3 of them. Just give us Asha. That's it.
Yeah, just keep giving us Asha if you want to give us what's going on the Iron Islands.
Yeah, I only like her.
The other ones just don't. Like, why? Why are we with them? Like, it's there. I honestly don't know of a good reason why we are with Victorian or the Drowned Man at all. Like, I don't feel like they're giving us anything that we couldn't have gotten from Asha.
No, he's probably just trying to give us some culture or something.
Yeah.
But I'm not into it.
And then we have Ario Hota and Arianne Martell over in Dorne. We don't need them both. Oh, and Eris Oakhart. Don't forget him.
I could not care less about his chapter.
Yeah, we do not need the 3 of them.
It was just sex. And, he's being manipulated. Oh, boy.
Honestly, I don't think any of them should have been the perspective character for Dorne. I think it should have been... You know what would have been fascinating? If it was Myrcella.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have liked that much better.
Yeah. Or even, like, Doran.
Maybe, yeah.
He's got shit going on.
Sure does. Busy.
Yeah. So I think him or Myrcella should have been the one Dorne character. Anyway... Just my little rant. Hey everyone, just a quick aside. We just became affiliates of Buzzsprout, which is the hosting platform we use for our podcast. If you are interested in creating your own podcast, please consider using Buzzsprout. It made it easy to get our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and dozens of other streaming platforms. They also provide you with a podcast website, detailed analytics to see how your episodes are performing, and tons of guides on how to improve your listenability. And if you follow our link in the episode description, you will get a $20 Amazon gift card when you sign up for a paid plan, and it helps support our show. Thank you! Back to the episode. And we're moving on to chapter 21. The Queenmaker. Arianne Martell.
Oh boy.
You ready?
Yeah, keep hurting me.
Arianne Martell arrives at the well at Shandystone as the sun is going down. It's an abandoned, dried-up well in the sands of Dorne. She comes with her dear friends Dre and Silva, and Garen and Darkstar are already there.
Oh, those are kind of fun names. Darkstar.
It's not his real name, but...
Oh!
It's like a little nickname. Arianne shares a memory of her uncle and cousins with the others. As a reminder, I just wrote this down for myself because it took me a second to remember who she was. She is the daughter of Doran Martell, meaning Oberyn Martell was her uncle.
Yes.
And the Sand Snakes are her cousins.
Yes.
Okay, she tells them that her uncle showed Tyene how to milk a snake. She also remembers what she was doing while Tyene learned, though this memory of what she was doing she doesn't share. She was pretending some robber knight had brought her here to have his way with her. And I was like...
It's a kink?
It seems like some kind of rape fantasy. Which is like... That's fine, but why is this important?
Why do we need to know her kinks?
Yeah, like, why is this coming up?
George?
I mean, okay. Yeah, I was just like, it's fine. She can have that.
How?
You can have that kink. Yeah, you can have that kink. That's fine. But I am curious as to what it means.
What's this gotta do?
What is it supposed to say about her? I don't know.
Is he kink shaming her?
Oh, I hope not. I think he's better than that. But yeah, something to think about. Maybe we'll come up with an answer as we continue this chapter. So, Garen reminisces about Prince Oberyn as well. Garen is Arianne's milk brother.
What the fuck does that mean?
That means, Arianne was her wet nurse was Garen's mother.
Okay, I thought it was something gross.
No. They suckled from the same titties as babies. That's what that means.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have been inseparable since then, I guess.
Adorable.
Yeah. So, Dark Star, or Sir Gerald? It's Gerold.
You're better at pronouncing things than me. I'd probably go Gerald.
Okay. So, Darkstar, or Sir Gerald, says he is not a fan of the stories Oberyn used to tell about great knights. The great knights he told of were killed or led hundreds of thousands of men to their deaths. Arianne thinks Sir Gerald Dane is the most handsome man in Dorne. And she thinks... yeah. Robber Knight?
Okay, Miss Lust.
Robber Knight moment? And she thinks their children would be as beautiful as dragon lords.
Okay.
Would the dragon lords be Targaryens?
Yeah.
Okay, so Targaryens are just known for being very attractive.
Probably, I guess.
Okay. I think it was also implied that Arianne and Sir Gerald have shared a bed before. Because she, thinks about his kiss.
Wiener? Okay.
His kiss. She thinks that he has a cruel tongue, I think is what it was.
Oh.
He catches her looking and smiles, which makes her blush, and she thinks that she shouldn't have brought him, because if Eris catches him looking at her like that, there will be trouble. As night falls, they speak about all the wonders and terrors supposedly happening in the east, and the Golden Company breaking its contract with Myr. Arianne believes her brother Quentyn is responsible, that the Golden Company now serve him, but she thinks he will need more than their steel to cast her aside. Which is an interesting theory. I don't know how she believes her brother would have convinced them to break their contract.
Yeah.
But she knows more about him than we do, so...
Okay. I need to know more about who this guy is.
Yeah. I guess
who's Quentyn?
That part's kind of interesting. Yeah, I want to know more about Quentyn. When Sir Gerald leaves to pee, the others start talking about how they don't really like him.
What? Her crush?
Yeah.
Oh.
Arianne reminds them that they need him for his sword and his castle.
Ooh.
She leaves them to bicker and just goes and finds a spot to look at the stars, and she thinks about her brother some more.
Okay.
So, a little more info about Quentyn. He was very young when he was sent to Ironwood, and Lady Malario, their mother, never forgave Prince Doran for paying a blood debt to Lord Ormond with their son. So, Prince Doran owed a blood debt to Lord Ormond.
Okay.
Whoever the fuck that is. I guess Lord of Ironwood.
Wherever that is.
Wherever that is.
I've heard of this place.
Yeah, and he paid off this blood debt by sending Quentyn there.
Okay.
I don't know if that's in Westeros or on Essos, because I don't remember if Quentyn... Because he's in Essos right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's in Essos.
Is he older?
No, he's younger.
Oh. What the map say? Does it say where it is?
No.
I forget what the castle is called again.
Euronwood.
Euronwood.
So it starts with a Y. Oh, yeah, it's right there in Dorne.
Oh. Yeah. It's part of Dorne.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm pretty sure he is in the east right now, so he must have gone there on his own.
Yeah.
I don't think we know what this blood debt is. Or have we even heard that there is a blood debt?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so this is totally new information. And no idea who Lord Ormond is either.
Nope.
Probably the Lord of Ironwood. Okay. Just breaking this down for myself slowly. Arianne knows her father is still pretending that her brother is with Lord Ironwood.
What? He sounds crazy now.
But Garen's mother saw him at the Planky Town, posing as a merchant. He travels with a maester skilled in tongues. She thinks that if Quentin were more clever, he would have left from Old Town, where he was less likely to be recognized.
Left from Old Town?
Yes. So, I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
I think she has a sibling or someone in Old Town, too.
Arianne does?
I think so. I think I heard something about in a previous chapter. Never mind. I think I'm confusing myself.
Okay. So, wherever Planky Town is, he left from there. It sounds like that's in Dorne.
Planky Town.
So I think he must have set off to Essos from there.
Okay.
But she was like, well, if he left from Old Town, then maybe we wouldn't know that he had actually left Westeros, because people don't know him over in Old Town.
Yeah.
So she's like, this dum-dum left from Planky Town when he should have left from Old Town if he didn't want us to know where he was.
Planky Town.
So I think that's what's going on.
Okay. Yeah.
But also, the conviction with which Arianne thinks these things makes me wonder if she might not understand what's going on either.
Yeah.
Like, she seems to think pretty highly of herself.
Yeah.
Like, not unlike Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm wondering, like, maybe Quentin did want to be spotted to... Maybe he wants them to know where he is, or maybe he's throwing them off his trail somehow by, like, making it look like he is going somewhere from Planky Town. I don't know. I have no idea what he's up to, if anything.
No more but this guy. Who are you?
Yeah.
Where did you come from?
So I'm just, like, not sure that Arianne is right about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Gerald Dane approaches Arianne and tells her this plan of hers may not work the way she wants it to. He tells her that crowning the Lannister girl is a hollow gesture. The Lannisters are not so easily provoked. I was like, have you met Cersei? He implies that in order to start a war, Arianne will have to kill Myrcella.
Oh. Shut the fuck up, Geralt.
But, yeah, Arianne is no murderer of children and, like, tells him to put his damn sword away. Then Sir Eris arrives with, guess who? Princess Myrcella.
Ah, you brought her.
Yeah, and she seems very confused, so Arianne explains to her that she is the true heir to the throne, and Tommen has fallen in with evil men, etc., etc. She then introduces all of her friends to Myrcella. When she introduces Sir Gerald Dane, Myrcella says there was an Arthur Dane of the Kingsguard in the days of Mad King Aerys. Good job.
Are they related?
I mean, they're both Danes.
I guess so.
Same house. As Silva takes Myrcella to get some food and warm up, Gerald complains that his house goes back 10,000 years, but his cousin is the only Dane anyone remembers. So, yeah, Arthur Dane was his cousin. Sir Eris pulls Arianne aside and tells her Tywin Lannister is dead, murdered by the Imp, and the Queen has assumed the regency. After her initial shock at the news, Arianne thinks that a woman on the throne is a good thing, and will make the kingdom grow accustomed to having a female leader by the time Queen Myrcella takes the throne. Eris kisses Arianne, but she breaks free and tells him they can do that shit later. She asks if he had any troubles getting Myrcella out. He says she was good and didn't question him, but Prince Trystane had been a bit of a handful. He wanted to play a game with Myrcella when they're trying to bounce with her.
A game of doctor? Wait, are they just kids?
Yeah.
Never mind.
The game is called Savas. I think it was.
Hide and seek?
It's like chess.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. They had disguised Marcella's handmaid as Marcella with red spots, which sounds something like chicken spots. Chicken pox.
Okay, yeah.
But Tristane has already had it, so he was like, it doesn't matter if I see her, I can't get it twice, kind of thing.
Ooh.
Yep. The maester didn't even bother seeing Marcella after they explained the spots to him. He said the disease just has to run its course.
Okay.
So yeah. Marcella's little handmaid is currently covered in spots and pretending to be Marcella. Back at Sunspear. Okay, so they set out across the sands, the 7 of them, which feels significant to Arianne. She thinks about her father and Quentin and crowning Princess Marcella. Marcella grows tired at one point, and they entertain her with talk of the history of the Roynar, and they talk about playing games with Prince Tristane as well, playing Sivas. Sivas? Something like that. They stop for a break and decide they need to pick up the pace so that they aren't traveling the sands by day. The heat could kill the princess, as she's not accustomed to it, and it gets really fucking hot.
Yeah.
Sir Eris compliments Arianne's beauty, while she's, like, covering her face with the veil, but she tells him that the veil is, like, practical. It keeps the sand out of her face and protects her from the sun. She thinks that Eris is good in bed, but not so much with the wit.
He's dumb.
It sounds like he's kind of clueless. He refuses to cover his face from the sun and the sand, and Arianne is reminded of something the young dragon once wrote. The arms of House Martell display the sun and spear, the Dornishmen's 2 favored weapons, but of the 2, the sun is more deadly. Ooh.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. They make their way to the Green Blood, which seems like it's just some kind of river.
Oh.
Like on the edges of the sands or something? I don't know. Didn't really fully explain. But, half a league downstream, they find pole boats. Garen calls for the crew to wake up and greet their queen, but when the door on the pole boat slams open, it's Ario Hota who steps out.
Who?
Ario Hota.
That sounds familiar.
It should. He's the guy with the big axe. He's always with Doran Martell.
Oh, his bodyguard.
Yes. So his ass steps out of the pole boat. Arianne feels like she just took an axe to the belly.
You did.
She shouts for Eris to protect the princess, but a dozen guardsmen appear on the deck of the pole boat with, like, crossbows and shit.
Nice.
Hota tells her to yield, or he is to slay all of them but her and the princess. Garen and Dre start to yield, but Eris shouts no. He puts his horse...
You dumb fuck.
Yeah, exactly what Arianne thinks. He puts his horse between Arianne and the crossbows and shouts that they will never take her while he draws breath.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, she thinks that he's being a fool.
Didn't he have a smart moment in his own chapter where he acknowledges that if he went one-on-one with Ariel Hota, he's definitely dead?
That sounds familiar.
He's blinded with his love of pussy.
Oh my god. The golden purr. Yeah, so Arianne thinks he's a fool. The others urge him to back down, but he gives Arianne one last longing look and fucking charges at Ario Hota.
He just wants to die.
I don't... bruh? Arianne and Marcella both scream after him as he and his horse are fucking pelted with crossbow bolts.
It's straight up suicide by cop.
Oh my god, you're so right! Eris manages to down 2 spearmen, and his horse kicks a crossbowman in the face. So,
what is the point?
Well, he took out 3 guys, so that's the point. But his horse falls. Eris somehow leaps free, but he, like, lands on his knees, and he's struggling to lift his sword, but Ario Hota is there when he looks up and takes off his head in one long, hard swing. Arianne keeps thinking that this is not what was supposed to happen. She was so careful, it was all planned, and the men are scrambling around her, and she's suddenly seized and bound. Hota takes her himself, and he actually says he's sorry, but he must return her to Sunspear. What do you think about that, him saying he's sorry?
Probably sorry for tying her up.
She is the princess.
Sorry for forcing her back.
Okay, that could be it. Not sorry, like, for foiling her plan. Sorry for, like, yeah.
Like, putting her in such a degrading position when she's princess.
Okay, that makes sense. Arianne asks how her father could know when she was so careful about it. Hota tells her someone told. Someone always tells. Ooh! Right? Okay. So that's the chapter. There's a couple things I want to talk about here. The first one was the fucking traveling again in this chapter. I cut it all out. I cut it all out for you guys. So
well, if I cut my note, it'd just be a paragraph.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's, again, a lot of fucking traveling. Not as much as the last chapter with Brienne, but
yeah,
a lot of fucking traveling.
We don't need it.
And yeah, as you can tell, since I cut it all out, we didn't fucking need it.
No.
So there's that. And then fucking Eris motherfucking Oakheart.
Yeah.
Just suiciding himself. Like, for no reason?
Like, they're done for anyways. They're not going to get away. Why? Maybe he just doesn't want the dishonor.
Yeah, I feel like it makes sense for his character. He would rather die than be taken prisoner, I think. But also, he wants to die protecting someone he loves, I think. I think he knew he was gonna die, for sure. But I think he was okay with... It made him feel good about himself to think he was dying
in combat?
One, in combat, and for someone that he loved. Even though, yeah, pointless gesture. Sorry. And also, like, why the fuck did we have a fucking chapter with this guy? Why? It's like...
Yeah, his chapter is kind of like... It was just the suggestion of, we have to take her. Then this one, they take her. And then that's it.
Yeah, so this is what I mean when I feel like Brienne had a reason to have a perspective chapter in this book. Because she has a long journey, etc. Eris Oakheart, on the other hand, has a very short journey, we learn.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure his perspective was needed at all. And to me, I find that kind of frustrating because I don't want to invest time in these people, in their perspectives, if I'm only going to be with them for one fucking chapter. I'm sorry, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a bit dramatic, but I feel like it's kind of insulting to the reader to do that. Give me one chapter with this guy and then you're gonna kill him?
That's kind of like what happened with Dick. He gives him all this story, and it's just one chapter before his face is crushed in.
Yeah, like, to me that feels so cheap.
Yeah.
You have this massive world that you've built. This is your 5th book. And right now, in one chapter, you're trying to get me to invest in a character and care about them when they die. All within one chapter. And to me, that's just kind of like not good use of the world you've built. And is like a cheap way to play with the reader's emotions. It's like a jump scare versus like a really well-earned horror story, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think?
What it feels like. It feels like lame horror films that want to shock you with death. They give you a character, they give you like fast facts about their past, so you like kind of like empathize with them. Then bam, they're dead. Are you sad now?
Yeah, it's like you don't even get the time to care about them,
No.
but they like make you feel like you should because they give you certain information that's supposed to elicit an emotional response.
Yeah. It doesn't. I'm happy. Get rid of them.
Well, no, it's frustrating because I feel like as a reader, I do want to connect with these people. In Eris's chapter, I was like, okay, he's got some stuff going on. Like, I'm interested. And then you kill him the next time we see him.
Or nothing.
And yeah, then I'm like, what the fuck was that for?
Right.
Versus, like, Ned's situation, we had him for a long time.
The whole book.
We were able to get invested and care about his goals and understand his relationship with all the other characters. And so it means something when he was lost. I hope I'm making sense in pointing out these differences.
You are.
Okay, good.
We're just given tons of, side useless characters. Just to watch them die. Who wants more death?
Yeah, and it's like, it doesn't have the impact that it should.
No.
And if you wanted to kill Eris Oakheart in this moment, and if you wanted us to see it and care about it, you needed to give us way more Eris Oakheart before this moment. One chapter is insulting. So, yeah, that's how I feel about the Eris Oakheart dying in this chapter. And then, yeah, at the end there, what is kind of fun is that someone told on Arianne, and I'm like, ooh, who told?
Ding, Sir Geralt.
Oh, me too! Yeah.
There's a reason why her friends don't like him.
Yeah, so there's that, which is a pretty good indicator. And then he's the one person who actually speaks against this plan of hers.
Ah, yeah.
Even if it was brief, he was like, I don't think this plan is gonna work.
Kill her!
So yeah, I'm a little sus of him.
Yeah. Mr. Cruel Tongue.
Cruel Tongue. Mr. Robber Knight. Okay, so we're on the same page there.
Too much traveling.
Yeah.
Let's get to the good stuff.
How
far are we?
In the book, we are
not even
halfway.
We have Arya and Elaine.
Elaine?
Who is Elaine? Oh, Sansa.
Oh. Okay.
Arya and Sansa. Hey, are those both me?
I don't think I'm either one of those. So, yep, they're both you.
Fantastic.
Come back next time for Arya and Sansa, and hopefully we'll have less traveling.
Yeah.
But if we do have traveling again, hopefully you enjoy our complaining. That's it for this episode. If you want more of the podcast, please follow us on Instagram. You can follow the podcast at TIGBAB Podcast or follow us individually. My handle is Crimby and Jess's is jess.egan24. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search TIGBAB Podcast or Tea is Good, Books Are Better, and we will show up there. Also, please subscribe to our good friend Bahrami on YouTube. He's the one who made our jingle, which you heard at the start of the episode, and he makes some really cool music. That's Bahram. You can also find him on Spotify as Bahrambient. That's Bahrambient. And please check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/teaisgoodbooksarebetter. We have a few different tea-themed tiers with fun rewards, including outtakes, BTS stuff, and mini episodes in which we force our brother to watch Game of Thrones, which he absolutely hates. So it makes for some fun discussions/arguments. Finally, if you would be willing to share the podcast with your family and your friends, it would be a huge help to us to grow the podcast. Thank you so much.
Adios.
Adios. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.